Walk us through the different benefits of different exercises and why strength training is a priority for you.
In my actual programming, I also incorporate some higher intensity, and I try to weave in a little bit of fun cardio. So I do incorporate different modalities. It's not strictly, strength training and it's not powerlifting by any means. It's strength training, but I do incorporate like HIIT sessions and some cardio because I value all of the components, all of the different modalities. But for me, strength training is sort of like the golden standard, because that is what is going to strengthen your bones. That's what's going to build muscle mass and a vast array of other benefits that not every modality has. Strength training is proven to increase, like I said, bone density and muscle mass, which are so crucial to longevity and a healthy longevity. And longevity now has become such a buzzword. And if you could do one thing for your longevity, is strength train.
How is strength training in other ways really impacting our longevity?
Yeah, because it is our bone density max is reached at about age 25 to 30. And from there, we start to lose bone density. And by the age 40 and on, we start to lose bone density faster than we can build it. So then what happens at that point is that when we do fall, we break a hip or a wrist, and then the chances of recovery from that are much less. So that leads to deaths. I think there is like 32,000 deaths caused from fall injuries in adults like 65 and older. And obviously, if you can build, and muscles the same way, you start losing after the age of 30, believe it or not, you start losing muscle mass at about 3 to 8% every decade. So that's incredible. Those are incredible numbers. At the age 30 is a little bit slower, but then it starts to pick up at 40, 50, and then by 60 is even faster. So if you can build as much as you can in bone and muscle, as when you can, that will just help you carry yourself through and healthier in the older years, in the later years of life. Because again, you can either prevent yourself from falling, or you can recover faster from an injury because your bone density is where it is more optimal than it would have been if you hadn't been building that bone mass. And especially for women are more prone to osteoporosis, which is bone density loss, than men. And by menopause, the numbers are staggering as to that bone density loss. And for men, actually, even though the osteoporosis instance is less than women, their causality of death, their death due to falls, is higher than women.
Oh, wow.
So, a lot of the time, I know it's like when we're in our 20s or even our 30s, we think of ourselves as invincible. We've got these amazing bodies. They're incredible, of course, but how do we prepare ourselves now when it is possible for the future ourselves? Our future self will thank us.
What are some of the biggest things that you consistently see getting in people's way when they're trying to get fitter and stronger? What are the challenges, the most common ones that you see people that you've trained over the years that you find they struggle with?
Well, the first one is relying on feelings. A lot of people rely on motivation. I don't feel motivated. So, how do you get motivated to work out? A lot of the time, I'm not motivated. I don't want to necessarily work out. The coziness of the home is a lot better than, getting up and getting moving. But it's, we don't rely on that. You take those feelings, you put them aside, and you put your shoes and you keep going, because that's what you do. It's like brushing your teeth. It's a non-negotiable. Working out is a non-negotiable, not just for right now, not because of aesthetics, but for longevity, like we were talking about, quality longevity. Aesthetics come. It's beautiful. Once you do the right things for your body with nutrition and working out, aesthetics are a byproduct that will come, because a lot of people take that approach of like wanting to look a certain way, which I find can be motivating, but it's short-lived, especially if the results are taking a little bit longer, which could take longer for some people. But if you are doing it again for those right reasons, for the reasons of like, I want to be as strong as I can in this body so this body can carry me forward in the healthiest possible way for as long as possible. So that is the biggest one that I face is like, how do I get motivated? How do I stay motivated? It's like act. Don't wait for the feelings, act. The other thing is I'm too busy. There's always time. I'm sorry, but you can always make time for yourself. You can find that time. A lot of the time we find there's been even arguments back and forth with people on Instagram, you know, I don't have time yet. 2 hours later, they're still responding to that same chain of communication. Well, you had 2 hours right there. You have time. A lot of the time is just we analyze your day. Just analyze your day as to where you're spending time that you could carve out. Not saying don't watch TV or don't be on social media.
Do it while watching TV.
Exactly. Do that. How can you incorporate it?
I found that for me, incorporating is so
incorporate
powerful.
it. Exactly. And I'm a big believer of like not doing all or nothing. So even when it comes to nutrition, it's like you want to eat a burger, fine. Just how can you maybe take one of the sides of the bun out? You know what I mean? How can you substitute half of the fries with a salad? It's like don't completely take things out. Try to incorporate in your life. So find out there is definitely always a little bit of time that you can find.
I love watching football, soccer highlights. I miss watching soccer, and I don't get to watch it. I don't get to watch full games anymore because there are different timings because I live in LA.
Right.
The games are all in London or England. And I will put on a highlights of the game, which are like 20 minutes. And I'm like, this is perfect for a 20-minute workout. I can watch the highlights. I can work out, and it's going to force me to get through 20 minutes. Whereas if I didn't have the highlights on, I know I'd give up in like 6.
Yeah.
And so when the highlights are on, I know that I'll be able to get through a full 20-minute workout, which is what I'm trying to do if I'm traveling or moving around. So I love that idea of incorporating things.
Things. And that's true when it comes to creating habits that are tough to create in the beginning. How can you tack on something that is enjoyable, like a little bit of a reward system? And a reward system doesn't have to be that I get to eat, you know, whatever I want afterwards.
What is the right reward system for being fit? Because I think a lot of people think it is getting to eat what you want.
Yeah. You could be, you know, like you said, you like to watch the highlights, you know, a show that you enjoy, or another activity that's enjoyable, you know, or if you want to treat yourself, find maybe when it comes to food, find a healthier option. I'm a great believer also in substituting, you know, a lot of the recipes that I post I have a sweet tooth, a major sweet tooth. So how can I create recipes that are healthy, that will satisfy and will taste just as good as the naughty food? So it's just that for every person, it could be different what that reward for them is, but tack it onto it. And you know, our in the We Rise app, we have Dr. Gina, who is a habits building expert, one of the, I think, 4 leading researchers of habits. And she has so much input and so much information on how to make habits sustainable. You know, I wish I had a Dr. Pocket Gina that I could ask. Yeah, but yeah, she'll have such an amazing insight as to how to create and sustain these habits. Yeah.
What's the biggest misconception with strength training? What do you think people get wrong?
That women will get like bulky and big and gigantic. That's like the biggest thing, is like, I don't want to get too bulky. I don't want to get too big.
That's what you hear a lot.
That's what I hear a lot. And that is a huge misconception, because in females, our hormones do not allow us to get to the levels that, for example, a man's physique can get naturally. It is not biologically, there's obviously different levels of hormones in different women that will promote growth in some more or less than others. But I always say at the end of the day, you can just back off. If you are feeling, but I guarantee you that once you start gaining a little bit of muscle, you will be addicted. You will, because the feeling of strength and confidence that it gives you, like a stronger body gives you, at least for me and for the people that I've worked with, those feelings that it gives them are far outweigh any negative misconceptions. I'm going to say misconception because it's you're not going to get big. You're not going to get huge. You're not going to be like Hulk.
Yeah. Talking about cardio, you said that you incorporate cardio.
Yeah.
How much is cardio important in a strength training practice and how much is it not needed?
The question would be, what are the reasons for adding cardio? So are you adding cardio? Because a lot of people think that cardio is what's going to help them lose weight. And that's not true. It's all about calories in versus calories out. So if you're talking about strictly losing weight, is how many calories are you putting in your body and how many calories you're expending. So if you're deciding to utilize strength training as a way to expend those calories, great. If you're utilizing cardio, great. There is some studies, again, that suggest that you'll get faster into that fat burning phase if you're doing strength training before and then cardio after. And also cardio, if you're doing strength training also before and cardio after, you're not compromising your strength training process as if you were to do cardio beforehand. How much cardio? That also is on an individual basis. Cardio, a lot of people hate cardio. So what I try personally to do, I'll incorporate it on upper body days. So I'll do somewhat of an interval training. So I'll do an exercise that's upper body focused, and then 30 seconds to a minute of sprinting, and then another exercise or set of an upper body focused. And then, so that's how I make it fun in my personal training and for everybody in the We Rise app. And obviously, if you're wanting to add more cardio because you feel like, adding a steady state cardio session after a separate part of the day, because you're wanting to be at more of a caloric deficit, that's completely fine as well.
It sounds like you don't like cardio.
I don't love cardio.
That's good for us to know.
So I ran marathons and that was great. I've run 3 marathons. I enjoyed it. You do put your body through a lot, but I have found personally what I've achieved through strength training when it comes physically and mentally has been far more rewarding than cardio. There's some, benefit to cardio in the sense that some people feel more of the endorphins and the feel-good hormones during HIIT sessions or cardio. So there is a benefit to that. And at the end of the day, let's say while I value strength training, pick your poison at the end of the day, or pick your remedy, I should say, pick your elixir. What would that be for you, as long as you can get some activity in? So while there is hierarchies of what you want to achieve. So if you want to build muscle, strength training really is like the golden standard, right? But if you absolutely hate it, what is your activity of choice at the end of the day is what I would say.
You've shared so much amazing research and studies with us today. Are there any others that really come to your mind that you think this is really important for women to know, or this is really important for strength trainers to know? Because some of the studies you've shared with us have really been powerful.
Yeah, I mean, the muscle loss is huge. Like I said, the 32,000 deaths per year, which actually, crazy enough, has almost doubled from like 2012 to 2021, if I remember correctly. And I wonder what's gone into that, like why there's been such a drastic increase, and like that's due to falls during this time. Like maybe we've become less mobile. Maybe there's medications in the market that are affecting our bone density. It's actually, when it comes to depression and anxiety, mood disorders, it has been found that even as little as 150 minutes of activity per week can relieve symptoms to about 42 to 60%, while as compared to psychotherapy and pharmaceuticals, the numbers are 20% to 30% in relief of symptoms. So even
Incredible.
the higher upper end limit of pharmacological products and psychotherapy doesn't even close to what you can achieve by physical activity. And that's only at 150 minutes per week. So to me, like that's mind blowing what you can achieve because, and I'm not negating the need for psychotherapy or pharmacological products. Absolutely. You know, where it's necessary, but why not start with exercising? Like start there. You will achieve results that might be even higher than what you can do with pharmaceutical products.
That's like just over 20 minutes a day.
Yeah, exactly. Just over 20 minutes a day.
That's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty amazing to know.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Like, yeah. And the difference too, like you're saying, instead of 20 to 30% reduce, 40 to 60% reduce.
Yes,
So double on both the upper and lower end limit.
Exactly.
That's, yeah. And you're right. Again, we're not telling anyone not to take things that they need to take, but
absolutely.
The idea that why not have the full package? Like
exactly. Why not have the full package? That's what it is. Because a lot of the time it can be that psychotherapy or pharmacologics don't necessarily work for some people. I think there are some statistics of like around 40% of the people don't experience the relief that they need. So either in conjunction or starting with an exercise program that will provide significant relief. I mean, firsthand, I'm standing here as somebody that has achieved that kind of relief without now being on any pharmaceuticals. This is why I work out every day. I don't want to experience those symptoms of depression and anxiety ever. So this is why I keep going.
What's your take on the 10,000 steps?
It's a good place to start. Like I said, like walking, that's great. 10 to 12,000. My dad does it every day. He's committed to it. It's a good starting point. But it's how you make those steps quality steps, you know.
Do you work out every day of the week?
Most days, but
Do you have a rest day?
I find that it is great to keep yourself active, even if it's something light. So if I'm not working out, I'll go for a long walk or a hike. I think it's so important to keep ourselves active because we do end up spending most of the day sitting. So even working out for an hour a day, if you spend most of your day sitting, it doesn't negate that sitting. So it is important, even speaking like throughout the day, to get up and take a little bit of a walk, like every half an hour, every hour.
What other practices have you taken on at a mental or spiritual level that you feel have positively impacted your physical health?
Well, meditation is huge, in my opinion, for mental health, but also if you want